Hi, welcome back. Well, I've been doing a lot of tips about windows, but here's an observation and kind of a tip within a tip. Oftentimes we come up with ideas about how to do new things in models or how to learn new things in models just because we're modeling. And that's certainly what comes up here. It reminds me of things that I've done, and this tip is absolutely no different. I've said many times that I have a whole bunch of windows to cut here, but a few of these windows I'm going to cut out because I want to attract attention. I'm going back to that Puccio axiom way back earlier where he talked about chunkies and pricklies and keeping the person's attention on your building once it's built. So that's what I want to do. So I've got window frames that I printed in 3D on my 3D printer, and you can see that there, I believe, yep. There we go, and I put a little lip on the back side of it, and those just snap into place. I showed those earlier too. So now, I want some treatment on this window that'll make it look interesting, and I showed you curtains. I also want to look of the shades. I mean, the curtains would have been in the big guy's office, but down in the offices, you know, they didn't care that much. I'm going to slip some paper behind here so you can see better what I've done. This guy will stay in there. There we go. Get it over centered. There we go. So what we have here is I've taken some eyelets that I had in stock. You won't be able to see them against that white, so let's put them against the red. There we go. I have some eyelets here, eye pins. They're really small ones. You could make them by bending them around a small piece of wire or whatever. But then I took and I strung them along here on a paint stick with some tape, put another piece of tape over it to really hold them, and sprayed them all white or off-white. I used ivory, but white would work just as well. Painted them, and then I took them back on the back side of my window. I took some manila cardstock. I had a sample of it here. Don't have it right now. But just some manila cardstock, a file, you know, like you use in an office. Cut those into smaller pieces, and I'll flip this over so you can see it here. I put my plastic, my clear plastic on first. Then I put on the manila cardstock, and then I just took a piece of tape and attached that eyelet. And what I have now is something that looks like, probably should go this way, actually it might be better, show up better. I have a window now that has a shade pull, old-fashioned shade pull down there, and I'll do that on all the windows where I'm going to have the windows partially open. Now a lot of them, or some of them, I'll leave as the pure dark gray that I showed earlier, but a lot of them are going to have these shades, and I'll have them pulled almost all the way down. Maybe I'll just have a little slit of that white at the bottom so that you can't really see into them. But the ones I want you to see into, I'm going to leave them up kind of at half mast like this, so that, get this up where you can see it. I'll leave them at half mast so you can kind of see into the window and see my offices that are back in. So stay tuned, that's the next tip. Until then, go down to your railroad room, let your trains put a smile on your face.